Hello. Guess the date. I'm about to make an everything I knit in 2025 video. Guess the date right now. It is late June. In fact, I think it is right around midsummer or Sankthans. I think today or yesterday was the longest day of the year. Yeah, I am half a year late, and that's for reasons I don't want to get into, but I'm here now, and I took notes and I realized there's a lot more knits that I knitted in the year 2025 than I thought. So let's just jump straight into it. And let me get more comfortable. Alright, so I have everything categorized by which month I started them, not necessarily when I finished them, and I think that's more contextually makes sense. So yeah, January, I was so intrigued by the popularity of the Sophie scarf, so I knitted one myself. This is knitted in some sort of mystery yarn that I had from when I was a kid. I think it is alpaca, the way it drapes, and also the long fibers it has. It is so super, not itchy, but prickly. I can feel the long fibers, especially in this weather right now, it's quite hot. I can feel them poking me. However, the color is beautiful and I just absolutely love it. One thing I don't like about the Sophie scarf, like the regular instructions, is that it makes a trapezoid shape. I don't like that, and I didn't know that was gonna be the case. So immediately afterwards, I casted on another Sophie scarf and I modified all the increases to result in a shape that I more so preferred. I thought I had that scarf with me. I've searched my flat and I can't find it anywhere. So I'll insert some pictures. It is much slimmer and thinner, and the tapering is much more gentle, so the tip becomes a lot sharper. And it's also a bit slimmer in the overall breadth, which I prefer. That one is knit in a merino, I think. Yeah. So it's a bit less prickly than the alpaca, the first one that I knit. So at some point in December 2024, I knit myself the Mountain Walk Chunky socks from Florence Miller, and I've been wearing them, I've been loving them. My mom saw them and she was asking me if I could knit her a pair, which I of course did. I'll insert a picture of them here as I don't have them with me. She wanted them with quite a long cuff, and as you can see, I ran out of yarn at the end. Luckily, I knew I would run out of yarn, so I cast it on the cuff provisionally, knit the foot down, knit up the cuff in however much grey yarn I had left, and then I finished it off with the toe and heel yarn. Alright, February. This is the Sjöbod sweater from Järbo. That was my first first colorwork sweater. Oh help. It has not grown any longer than it did since the last time you saw this on my channel, because I have grown to dislike it, honestly. Well, not dislike it, but there's a lot of things that I'd like more about it, or like more if I were to knit a sweater again. The collar is very thick, very plump, very lush if you like that. I can only think of it right now as being very suffocating, but that might be an influence of the summer weather right now. But one thing I have always hated and will always hate, maybe hate is a strong word, I don't hate, I just strongly dislike, a straight shoulder that is like drop shoulder like this. I have a picture of me trying this on, and I do find that so much fabric bunches up right at the underarm, so I think, honestly, I'm gonna unravel this whole sweater. Keep maybe the brown and give away the orange. The orange is really not my vibe, unfortunately. This is the second time I've tried to use this orange yarn. I don't think my knitting is the problem, I think it is the color. It's simply not something that I can enjoy, unfortunately. Anyways, this was very fun to knit though, and I was very excited at the time when I was knitting it. So much so that I think I would have finished it had I not been interrupted. And I was interrupted by this sweater. This is a test knit for the Flower Meadows sweater by Bloomy Loops. It's a very beautiful design. I just think my execution is... well, I did the best I could with what I had. I was a fairly beginner knitter. I don't think I'd even had knit for a year at that time. And yeah, this sweater was definitely a project of firsts for me. It was the first time I had ever done a test knit at all. This was my first time knitting with black yarn, which is sort of like a myth to be scared of knitting with black yarn. I don't think there's anything to be scared of at all. With good light, you can see the stitches just fine. So yeah, first time test knitting, first time knitting with black yarn, first time using blow yarn, first time doing a bottom-up construction, which also, again, another myth people tell you to be scared of or apprehensive to approach. I don't know how I feel about bottom-up knitting. I understand the apprehension. It was also my first time doing 3-color work. Oh my god. And I had only just done 2-color work ever before. The Sherwood sweater. That was my first time doing 2-color work. And now I'm suddenly jumping headfirst into 3-color work. I had no idea how much harder that was going to be, because I mastered 2-color work fairly well, and I was thinking, wow, this is going so easy. You can even get into like a little flow, and wow, adding one more color, how hard can it be? How hard can it be? Girl, it is gonna be so hard, in my opinion, because the flow state, I do not reach a flow state because I have to worry about the logistics of all the 3 yarn colors and the floats and blah blah blah. Where were we? We were supposed to be in February. This took up probably half of February and all of March. And that's only the knitting part. I did not finish embroidering, sewing in all the ends, washing it and blocking it until finally in June. That's when I finally got to finalize and wear the finished product, the finished garment. And I was happy. I was really proud of myself, and I still am happy. It is quite weirdly proportioned. The sleeves are too long. There's a lot to be said about this sweater that aren't necessarily positive or necessarily negative, just simply things that I did a little bit wrong, but I didn't know any better. And so it was very, very hard and very, very tricky, whatever unsatisfactory properties it has. I'm still very sentimentally proud of myself for finishing it. Might have been my first full-size garment that I knitted finished in my entire knitting journey, maybe. I think it is. Wow, I didn't even realize that. Alright, now moving on to April and May. I freehanded a pair of lace socks that are loosely, maybe not that loosely, actually, they're kind of heavily based on the Petal Drop Socks by Florence Miller. I think the pattern called for a needle size that I didn't have, and so the gauge was all off, and so instead of getting a needle in that size, I just thought, let me just rewrite the entire pattern for my gauge. And I did. Not rewrite the whole pattern, I just took some inspiration of the eyelet patterns and translated them to a design that would fit my needle sizes better. Unfortunately, I did not manage to keep the tension. I do talk more about this in a podcast episode. I'll put it here, I'll link it. It's been so long since I've engaged with my own channel, I don't even know the title of it. Yeah. So yeah, first pair was knitted perfectly, second pair was knitted, no, first sock of the pair was knitted perfectly, second sock of the pair was knitted way too tightly and it did not stretch out. With that same yarn, I also knitted another pair of socks with what I had left over from that project. They're just basic socks. I think they may or may not be the I'm So Basic sock by Summer Lee. I really have no clue. I think I have fastened the threads on this, but not on this one. I have not washed or blocked these, and I've never worn them, so I don't know how they hold up under proper wear. But I've knitted them finished, and that's why they have a place in this video. It's everything I knit, not everything I finished in 2025. And that's just how it be sometimes. Yes. And I also, am really embracing my love for combining the colors purple and green together. I just love it so, so much. I love purple, I love green, specifically, well, maybe I won't be specific since this green isn't that green, but I think I've identified the perfect green that I love and the perfect purple that I love, but I have love for the other shades of purple and green too, so let me not name them yet. Anyways, this is the, what is this? Midsummer's Day tank top from Drops Design. I think I talk about this one in another video too. This is what it looks like on the one side and the other side. I think I modified this so that the both front and back would be identical so that I could wear them either side facing, whichever one I feel like that day. And yeah, I love this. I wore this so much, and because of that, the straps have stretched, and I don't know what to do. If I want to cut them up and just tie them and have the green showing in the front when I'm wearing it on the purple side, and purple like tail when I tie them at the top show on the green side when I tie it, or if I want to try and keep this clean edge. I don't know if you can see that at all. Hold on. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what I'll do. I haven't worn it since last year because of the straps. I wore this on my first day of uni, actually. Going to uni for the second time now. Let's not get into it. I already have a degree in graphic design, and that's what I'm proud of, okay? That's it. Don't ask me why I'm going to school again. Anyways, I got a lot of compliments on this, and I was super happy about that because I've made it myself, and so that was really, really nice. Okay, let's get into June. I started knitting the Blue Porcelain sweater by Drops Design, and I finished the whole body in June in 2025. You see them with sleeves now, and that's only because I picked up this project again only just recently. Well, it's June right now. It took me a whole year to pick this project up again and knit the damn sleeves. Oh my god. It was never supposed to be that way. I think I have a podcast episode about this too, where I talk about that I knitted the body finished and I was really excited. And then I went on a trip to Poland with friends with the intention that I would go straight back to this project, pick it right up again and knit the sleeves immediately upon returning back. Did I do that? No, I did not. And so it got procrastinated until a whole year. And that's when I decided to pick up those damn sleeve stitches and knit. Now, if you are very keen-eyed, you're going to notice that I'm a hypocrite. Because I had just talked about that I didn't like the straight sort of attached body and sleeve perpendicular to one another 90 degrees and then bunches your blah blah blah. That I don't like that sort of sweater construction. Yet, if you noticed, this sweater has that kind of construction. However, after identifying that issue in the year, in February in the year of 2025, thinking my little thoughts, I think I realized the problem. And I think I have, or had, the solution, which is you gotta do some sort of shaping or reducing some stitches for the arm, taper it or something. Anyways, that's what I did, and I do find it comfortable to wear. I don't know if you can notice, but the sleeves are not blocked, whereas the body is washed and blocked. So yeah, I have not gotten around to do that because I have not figured out a neckline that I want yet. So I'm going to engage you in forming an opinion on what sort of neckline I should do for this sweater. Okay, let me put this on. Hold on. Alright, so this is what it looks like on when I'm sitting down. The sleeves look a little bit short, but I have faith that they will block to be a good length. I'm a little bit scared of knitting my sleeves too long after the Flower Meadow sweater. Anyways, the neckline and collar suggested in the pattern suggest like a high turtleneck that's folded inwards on itself. I think that looks nice and cozy, but I did knit this with the intention of wearing it in the transitional periods, so like maybe spring and fall. And so I'm scared and worried that a thick collar is gonna make me feel so claustrophobic and sweaty and just so choked, you know? I'm worried about that, so I don't know what to do. Would it look silly to keep it this way and then just add an I-cord? That's one option. Another option is a 2x2 rib, but instead of making that the full length collar, just maybe for like 1 or 2 centimeters in. But I'm scared that's gonna give it like a crew neck vibe, which I'm also not super into. See, this is why I need your suggestions. Please, if you have any ideas, let me know. I am quite lost on how I'm going to finish off this sweater. Which is so sad because I love the lace eyelet patterns here. I love the colors that I chose. I can't wait to wear it. I just can't wear it in this state. So yes, if you could help me, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. Alright, and now I'm about to go on a sabai top roll. I don't know if you remember, if you were there in the summer of 2025, but I feel like the sabai top was just dominating. I think the summer of 2025 was the year of the sabai top and several different variations of that type of design. So I went on a roll. I hope you cannot hear whoever's blasting that music, but if you can, please ignore it. Continuing, so this summer you will not guess how many sabai tops I knitted. In June, I knitted my first sabai top. This beauty in slate grey. This is Tynn Line by Sandnes Garn, held double. I don't know if I'll put it on. Ooh, damn, look at this outfit. Huh. No, I don't think I'll put this on. I was so proud of it. I was so obsessed with it when I first finished it that I could not wait to knit another one. So I did. I knit this with some yarn that I had bought on my trip to Poland. They had exactly one less ball of yarn of this red that, as they had stated on their website, they had stated they had 4. In stock they only had 3. So the back looks like this because I did not have enough red yarn. I knew if I had used red yarn here, this would be a very cropped sabai. And it's already sort of cropped-ish. No, actually not. I think it's at the perfect length. But no shorter than this. I could not deal with that. Oh. But anyways, I really love this yarn, the way it turned out. The color is beautiful. So let's see here. Frosarios for Siranda. I don't know the color, but that's the yarn company and yarn base. It does not stop there. Sabai number 3. This is in size medium. For my mom, I don't even know if she likes purple, honestly. I don't even know. Maybe I just like purple and wanted to knit with purple, but oh my gosh, this is so soft. This is knitted in, let's see here, bamboo from Viking Garn. I don't know the color. The purple one. I think they only have one purple one. Or at least this brightly royal purple. It is so soft to the touch. However, picking it up, I am feeling that it is a little bit heavy. And so I wonder if it would be suitable for summer wearing at all. Anyways, besides that fact, I am super proud of how neat my stitches are. Look at that. And it's all just stockinette stitch. So neat, so nice. Oh my goodness gracious. And this is flat, and this is in the round, and this is with a very smooth and slippery cotton bamboo blend. I'm really proud of myself, because that's sort of tricky. I'm also really satisfied with the bind off hem. I don't know if I can show you up close. This is a non-rolling stockinette edge or bind off. I think it looks very clean and I'm really happy with it. I have not attached these. So for a whole year this has just been finished knit, folded up, stored in my closet for a whole year without even giving it to my mom. I feel sad. I feel sorry. That was unfortunate. And if you think it stopped there, you are wrong. Last one. Boom. Sabai number 4. Oh my goodness gracious. Again, threads not fastened. I have not worn this. I knit this, had it for a year, never worn it. Silly me. Anyways, this is knitted with, what's it knitted with? It's knitted with Iris or Iris by Permin in a turquoise color. I think it's a viscose cotton linen blend, and it has a very, what's it called? Dynamically textured strand. You can see some parts are thicker, some parts are thinner. This was very fun to knit with actually, because of how changing the strand of yarn could be. And the top portion here in this peachy beige color is Sandnes Garn. I don't know which color that is, so please do not ask me. This is very different from any sort of colors I would ever pick for myself, and yet here I am. And now that it's been so long since I've seen this, I probably haven't seen this in almost a year, since July, end of July last year. Let's try this on. I am so... curiosity could not kill this cat. Alright, I think I look cute. I don't know, the monitor is small and I haven't put on my glasses yet, so I can't see. Oh. Huh. Well, would you look at that? Isn't that sort of cute? It's very comfortable to wear because the top part is knitted with only one singular strand of tynnline from Sandnesgarn. So it's very light at the top. And so like you get a lot of ventilation through. At least that was my thought when I knitted it. It's all coming back to me when I put this on. And looking at myself right now, I think I was going for some sort of like a mermaid vibe. Like beachy mermaid vibe. I think that's so cute and perfect for summer. Yeah, I think I love it. Wow. I've got to sew in these ends and, you know, now that summer's here, I've got to wear it. It's so cute. So pretty. Hell yeah. It is August. And I have just started a new school. I have moved. No. Well, yes, but I don't want to get into that. I have also just cast on for a really, I don't know, sort of a niche pattern. I've never heard of anybody talk about such a garment either. This is a work in progress of another cut out ribbed body by another knit. This is what it looks like right now. I think this is the front. Whoopsie. That's the front. And it's gonna have some really beautiful shaping in the ribbing. The ribbing is gonna make some really cool contours on your body. And I was really excited for that. I'm not sure if that's gonna show up with this yarn combination though, even though it's so nice to the touch. Oof, I might. Oh, don't say you might unravel it. No! I gotta stop with that. Anyways, this is knitted in 2 strands held together. I think this is Malabrigo lace, purely just merino. And this is silk paca lace, which is silk and alpaca. I think this is Zarzamora. I think this cannot be Wales Road. This is Zarzamora. This is Renaissance. Alright, where was I? I had to put my camera in the fridge for a little moment because I think it was overheating. I think we were talking about this one, and I think I was contemplating unraveling it, which is so typical me. I shall persist, even though it is quite the complicated pattern. The increases and decreases are very new to me, and so I haven't touched it since. I think I started this in August and did not touch it since then. But we'll get there. We'll try, at least. Ah yes. Also in August, I knitted the winter hug hood. I was very excited about it at the moment when I was knitting it. I loved the yarn, I loved the colors, it was fun to knit. I really thought I had it with me at my place, but I've been searching and I can't find it, so I'll insert pictures of it. That was August, and now it's on to September, October, November, December. All the burr months. We'll get through this quickly, I think. Alright, I freehanded a sweater. The yarn is Concept by Katja Piumino. If you recognize this yarn in my other, what's it called? Podcast. I first knitted this up as a cardigan. I was not satisfied. I unraveled it. I knit this up as a sweater. I'm not satisfied. And this yarn is so fluffy and light and very poofy, chunky. And I don't think it would last through another round of unraveling, unfortunately. So now I am stuck with a sweater I don't really like. Don't know what to do about it. Have not washed it, have not blocked it, have not finished it, as you can see. I love how the yarn works up though. I think that's what really caught my eye. Ugh. No clue what I'm gonna do with this. It's not even comfortable to wear. I feel like I look stupid. I used up all my balls of yarns, and then I had to just finish the body somehow, you know, and finish the sleeves somehow, which I'm also not satisfied with at all. But I've learned a lot. That's the thing. You learn a lot from making shitty knits. And I think we should all be making more shittier knits and discover new things and learn about it. Although I think that's happening all the time, it's just I don't know if people really talk about it unless you make the mistake that makes you just, everything else clicks into place after that. Yes, and also throughout the summer, I taught my mom how to knit. And in September, she finished her first knitted vest, which I'll also put pictures of. Oh, I am so, so proud of her. It's so beautiful. The pattern is mostly based on the Sunset Poem vest by Drops Design. And yeah, I think I modified it a little bit here and there to make it easier for her to knit. There's also some parts that I helped out with. But yeah, it's mostly her, and I'm so, so proud of her. I think it's very pretty. So I just had to include that here. In October, only one small little object, and that is this little beauty. This is my second test knit of my life. This is the Swan Bonnet by Riri Knits. I had been a huge fan of Riri Knits. I think her designs is what got me into knitting, and at that time she did not have patterns at all. This was her first pattern release, and I knew I had to jump on that immediately. And I'm so, so happy, so blessed to have been granted to knit, to test knit for her. Oh my gosh. And let me tell you, I have worn this non-stop since I finished it. I wore this unblocked for a little while, and then I blocked it and I kept wearing it. I continued wearing it throughout October, November, December. I only just recently stopped wearing it for the season. I think we had some cooler days in May here in Norway. I have worn it from October 2025 till May 2026. That's how much I love it. And it's just such a perfect little garment because like it doesn't mess up your front of your bangs, the back of your hair like a hat would. You could wear it loosely enough that it won't make your hair flat, yet still cover your ears and make you feel warm. I have very sensitive ears, and if my ears get just a little bit too cold, I will have shooting pains throughout my jaw and in my bones of my skull. I don't know what is up with that, but I have to keep my ears at body temperature at all times, lest I be in a lot of pain. And I don't want to be in a lot of pain. So this has been the perfect garment for keeping my ears warm. I love it. Highly recommend. And that's the only thing I knit in October. I must have been busy with something. Yes. Another mountain walk chunky socks. This time much longer. I also have not finished up these. Can you notice a pattern? That I don't like to finish up my knits for some reason. I hate weaving in ends. I also don't like the process of blocking. Damn, I just like to knit. I guess I really am much of a process knitter rather than a product knitter. That's what this looks like. This is in lilac tones. I had some leftover purpley sock yarn, and then I also had some leftover synthetic fluffy effect yarn that I think I bought right at the beginning of my knitting journey that I thought like, oh, it's just laying around. I gotta use them finished. So yeah. And these really are chunky. Those brown ones, I don't find them chunky at all. I find them like a normal thickness of winter socks or even autumn socks. But these are super chunky. This is like a light sleeper in a way. These are really, really chunky. So yeah. Did I mention that we're in November now? Okay. And I also knit some Tree Hugger wrist warmers by Drops Design. I wore these all throughout winter. Oh, these were such a lifesaver. So if they look a little bit worn, especially right at the here part, whoops, that's kind of what happens when you wear them, especially for outdoor use and be outdoors and interact with the outdoors. So yeah, I love that they have this sort of like increase here that like follows your thumb contour. I love that. I want to knit another pair in a different yarn. This is with Drops Fiesta, I think, and Drops Kid Silk. They work out just fine though, but I think I want another pair in a different yarn. Yep. I also cast it on, oh my god, what a mess! Oh, I cast it on this mess! I cast it on this mess. I cast it on this mess of a very chunky balaclava bonnet thing for a friend of mine that I was intending to give her in December 2025. It is June 2026, so obviously that did not happen. But yeah, this is sort of a dupe, not a dupe, a freehand mimic imitation of the Bala bonnet by Simstrick, I think. Yeah, this is knitted in 3 strands of Viking Garn Alpaca Bris, so it should be chunky. Definitely. So yeah, I'm gonna pack this away in hiding until it's fall and this weather it's colder again, and I'll pick this up and hopefully be able to give it to my friend in December of 2026 rather than 2025. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I think I just discovered why I also only had 1 finished object in all of October. I wrote down in November, I unraveled a just finished blouse number 1 that I had been working on since August, September. I have a picture of me knitting this, taken during summer. And then I have another picture of it laying on the floor right before I tear it all apart again. So I had been working on that. Just to realize, just as I finished it, I'm like, I hate this, let me take this up again. And so I unravel it. And I used that yarn together with... My camera died! And I had to go to a meeting for this club I'm in with school. But I remember where I was. I was just telling you guys about blouse number 1 that I had just torn to shreds, unraveled the whole thing, and I used the yarn for something I love much more. I'm so happy with this. This is my final knit. This is my second last knit of the whole year of 2025. This is the Cognac sweater by Atelier Castin. This was put on my radar by watching Nikitina Knits videos. If you're a yarn nerd, if you're a construction nerd, if you love talking about like fit of a garment and also the durability, purpose of what fiber to use in a garment, I highly recommend her videos. You probably already know of her maybe. But yeah, she just does such good videos, such in-depth look at fit and construction, and I really appreciate that about her and her videos. This has such a great fit. I love the shoulder shaping, the neckline shaping, the sleeve out of the body. So good. So good. I really love it. You don't know this because this is not knits in 2025, but I am already knitting 2 more of this. Can you notice that when I love a pattern, I really love it? Like 4 Sabai tops. So far, 3 Cognac sweaters, and I'm already dreaming in my head of casting on more and making a couple of my own modifications to it. So this one, I followed it almost probably exactly, no, I did follow it exactly to pattern. And it turned out beautifully. I have worn this on so many occasions, and every time I feel so proud. I feel like the fit really fits me, like it's not, like I'm not just throwing on a boxy drop shoulder sweater, chunky sweater, and the sweater is wearing me. No, I'm wearing the sweater, and I look damn good. And this sweater looks damn good on me, on a human body, because I feel like they actually took into account like your joints when the fit of this was developed. I am a drop shoulder hater. I'm sorry. I kind of am. I don't know. I try to be nuanced. I mean, I already have one sweater that I actually like that is like a drop shoulder situation going on. Actually, I think they call it a European shoulder. I'm gonna show you. I think they call this a European shoulder because it has the increase at the back of the shoulder. I don't know if that's visible at all. The little monitor is so small. But it's still like, it comes out of the body in a drop shouldery kind of way. It's a little bit mitigated, so that's why I can forgive this. But yeah, I love this. I love this so much. The shoulder, I could repeat myself for days. I would never be as eloquent and technically worded as Nicotina Knits is, but I just love this. I could rave about it all the time. I love it. Oh, yes, I did write a note here in my notes. I finished like 89% of this in 2025. And then I finished it up just like the first few days of January. I finished it up. So I thought, if that much of it has been completed in 2025, then I'm including it in my Everything I Knit in 2025 video. The last thing I knit in 2025, I do not have it with me because it was a gift knit for someone. It was another Sophie scarf. I'm just realizing it that my year of 2025 both started and ended with a Sophie scarf. Isn't that sweet in a way? Love her or hate her, she is iconic. And yeah, so that was knitted in a very nice bouncy merino. I think it's Merino 22 by Dale Garn, or Dale of Norway, and it's a navy blue. The recipient of the gift loved it, and so that really warmed my heart to see that person wearing it and enjoying it. So yeah, that's all for all my knits of 2025. If you've watched through this whole video, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I don't know how long this video will be, but it felt like it took quite long to record it. So if you're watching all of it, thank you very much for your time. And yeah, share your thoughts in the comments. I did actually ask you a concrete question, the neckline for this one. That I would love to hear from you. Thank you for taking the time to stick around and listen to me talk about my knits. I am very grateful that you're interested in listening to what I had to say, and I hope I can keep posting more fun stuff. So yeah, thank you so much, and until next time.